Hey Jackal! As you can see, DaVinci Resolve 20 just came out. It's currently in beta and it has a lot new features that I'll go over. Not all of them, but some of them that I like. Which ones? Let's find out. So we have keyframe editing, voiceover recording. This is a very nice addition depending on how it was implemented. Blackmagic Cloud, not really using it. Deep image compositing. This could be interesting. Then we have a bunch of AI stuff. So IntelliScript to make automatic timelines. Magic Mask 2. Audio Assistant. This one could also be very interesting. And Dialogue Matcher. Now when you go to Blackmagic Design website, you can download DaVinci Resolve 20. As you can see, it doesn't mention that it is in beta, but it is. Once you click on the link, you will see public beta. Now when you do download it, let's take a look at the comparisons. So the last one that I have downloaded, it's let's say 5 GB. This one is 7.5 GB. And you then also have to unpack it. But what is actually new? Let's take a quick peek. So we have DaVinci Resolve 20 public beta 1. I skimmed over this once, but let's go over it together. We have a bunch of features and let's just go with the key new features. So improved keyframing with dedicated curve, view and timeline drawer. Voice over tool with record and monitor options. I do hope this is a lot better implemented than previously when you had to go into Fairlight page, set up the microphone and record separately. Then we have the cloud, the IntelliScript, Magic Mask, Dialogue Matcher and AI Audio Assistant that automatically creates a finished mix. We then also have IntelliCut that removes silences and checkerboard speakers. I think the silence removal was in previously, or maybe that was just a plugin that you could get, but I have no idea what this is. So you can pretty much do the same things in the cut page and in the edit page. And I'm more of an edit page guy, so let me take a look what's in the edit page. Voiceover tool, so you don't have to go into the Fairlight page. AI multicam smart switch for automatic angle switching. I don't do multicams, so I can't really test this out. Then we have the voice convert with built-in and user trainable models. Sounds interesting. Ability to view and edit timelines in the source viewer. Opening a compound clip from the timeline matches a playhead position. This is a quality of life feature. So is this one. So that's it for the edit page. Then we have the cut and edit page. So we have the improved keyframing with dedicated curves. Then we have the AI stuff, IntelliScript, Dialogue Matcher. This one's new. Music editor automatically edits music to the desired length. AI animated subtitles that highlights or animates spoken words. So this is definitely something that was missing, especially if you want to make those trendy type of videos. Then the super scale got some enhancement and we have AI detect music bits, display and allows beat snapping. So this could go hand in hand with the music editor, maybe. Then we have new optimized UI layouts for vertical videos. So this is definitely something that was a focus of this update. So vertical videos for shorts, stories and reels for all of the social media platforms. The Text Plus has a paragraph, line wrap and bounding tools. And if the line wrap is basically a text wrap, then this is a feature that a lot of people have been asking for. We then also have multi-text tool with layers and easy transforms, clip and wrap controls. Also a nice addition and I will have to test it out. This is definitely something that goes along with the vertical and stylish video making. So you can make any kind of title effect and simply put it onto the subtitle track. Imported PSDs can now be split into individual layers. This is very nice, especially for animations. I am interested in seeing what this extended language support is for the transcription engine. And the smooth cut, which is a transition, now supports AI speed warp, and we can export audio transcriptions with speaker and timecode. Export transcriptions with improved phrase and sentence breaks. So definitely a lot of improvement has been done with editing workflows. Let's see about the Fusion page. Multi-layer pipeline for OpenXR, PSDs and stereoscopic 3D. Basically with PSDs, as far as I can imagine at the moment, you can make parallax effects easily. Now the color page has Magic Mask 2 with Paintbrush. So onto the Freelight page, we have a bunch of AI stuff, similarly to the edit page. In here we have the remove silences, the checkerboard dialog by speaker, and we can generate ADR cues. Like the color page, Freelight page is also not my strong suit, so you will have to check it out, what all of these new features do. When it comes to codecs, I don't use most of them, so if you see anything that you like, do let me know in the comments down below what that is. So let's take a look what's new. Usually the first thing that I do, if I just make a project that I won't be using for long, is double-clicking on an untitled project, but now you actually have to make a project, which may be not bad, but it is an additional step if you just want to make a throwaway project. Well, one thing's for sure, this opened up very fast. Let's see if making a new Fusion composition is also as fast. So this is definitely a lot faster than what it was in version 19.1. Anyway, on to the new stuff. So, do I see anything that is majorly different? Maybe the keyframes on the top. So the keyframes are definitely new. We also have quick export. So you have all of the presets. You can see the specifications. And for services, you can also simply sign in and export. Then we have the mixer. We definitely didn't have this one here before, but I would need some audio to test this out. Let's see in the effects, do we have anything new? Nothing new in this section, but we do have the multi-text, which is this one. So let's put it on. Open the inspector tab, see what we actually have. Point layout, text box layout, and circle layout. Oh, so we can just add a bunch of text. It gets positioned just someplace. But I imagine you can use the transform, select individual elements, maybe. Nope. We should be able to position individual elements, and that is the case. So I do see this to be very effective, especially since you can just simply change individual text colors. And now you can easily make something like this, which is cool. And you could then also go to the layout and animate it. This is actually a nice addition, and I have basically used it for the first time, and I bet there's a lot more to be uncovered with just this feature. I remember they also mentioned something about the fonts that are available in the Text Plus. These are now basically all of the fonts that I have enabled, though probably not, because I have a lot of them, but a lot of the fonts that I have using the font base manager. So I actually do not have fonts installed. But let me just go into the Fusion composition, because I do know that I do not have as many fonts, or at least I didn't have as many fonts inside the Fusion composition, but now I do. So this is also something that has changed, which is a nice addition, mind you. Now let's continue moving on. Do we have anything else in the titles? We do have subtitles, and we have a lot of them. Do they have any animations though? Not this one. How about this one? Maybe this one? So I guess the subtitles do not have any animation, but do they have anything else? Now hold on a minute. Let's see if they actually have documentation, actually manual. Let's see. Is it updated? It is not. So it's still 19.1. And this is why it's a bummer when DaVinci Resolve is in beta, you do not get the latest manual to test out all of the features. So you have to kind of guess where is what and what does what. If we go to Resolve Training, I don't think this is updated. Then speaking of subtitles, let me add the subtitle track. Supposedly now you can use a Fusion subtitle, which is what these are. So can I put them? I cannot. Make a caption. No, so we do have some animated subtitles. I also can't really position it to this track, can I? Doesn't look like it. I have no idea what I have just done, but I don't see any subtitles. So let me maybe go with slide in. This is a simple one. So maybe the subtitles don't work as one would expect just yet. But in any case, what I wanted to test now, previously it just did not work for me. It's basically the new titles, or actually the subtitles, so the animated ones or just these subtitles. And this is how you can now basically, at least should be able to, change the style. And that is correct. This does work. Now these are just styles that you can use and it will apply to the whole subtitle track. I don't know if it is my PC or DaVinci Resolve is lagging a little bit, at least when it comes to the subtitles. But in any case, I want to test out the animated subtitles. Have they applied? Hey Jackal, in this quick video I will show you how to export an entire scene inside Unity. I'm not gonna lie, that looks awesome. Which means that we now don't have to animate this manually or use third-party plugins. Hey Jackal, in this quick video. So you now just basically have to make your own animation and you'll be able to apply it immediately. With the plugins you previously had to make the subtitle track. It would then turn the subtitle track into the text plus titles, and you would then apply the effects to those text plus titles. Hey Jackal, in this quick video I will show you how to export an entire scene. I believe this last one, the word highlight, might be an effect that everyone would want. Hey Jackal, in this quick video maybe not. I was expecting to see an effect that is similar to what you see in, let's say, TikTok videos. But no subtitles. But if I remove, so not disable, but actually remove, then I do see the subtitles. So DaVinci Resolve crashed because I don't have the Reactor plugin installed, since this is a new installation. So I guess I'll have to be careful what I hover over. So no new generators. What about effects? I don't see anything new. Also don't see anything new in this section, and audio effects I most likely won't be able to point out if anything is new, but it doesn't seem like it is. So what do we have? We have the timeline view options, and we can now view the checkerboard. So this is something that was added. Then we have this show keyframe tray. So what could I do? Maybe make a simple speed ramp. Nothing shows up in this section. So I guess the background does change if you actually have something. So we don't have any background, though not for the subtitles, as it would seem, but for other elements. So the subtitle track, this does not affect it, but this element does. So if I now use checkerboard, this will show up as transparent. So I do like this option in the edit page. And I think this is something that most of us would want. So previously you had to go into the Fairlight page, click on the audio track that you wanted to record on. So maybe in this case I have A1. You would go to no input, click on input, select the audio device, click on patch, and you would then be able to record. And if you get distracted by hearing yourself, you would then also click on mute, so you don't hear yourself when recording, and then hit the record button to record whatever it is that you speak. And if you unmute this, then you also hear yourself when speaking, though in this case I don't hear myself speaking, which is nice, but previously I did. So that is how it was previously done. Let me just unpatch this. So input, no input, and now try out this option. What it does, is it the same thing? So we also have audio input. You can select the microphone that you want, select the audio track to record to. So this is a lot simpler than going into the Fairlight page, and then you can also specify a file name. So something like that. And I imagine you just press this button, though let me check the options. So you have input monitoring. So you get this option, and you can enable 3 seconds countdown. Why not? And you can also mute the timeline audio while recording, so it's the same option as in the Fairlight page. And you can also have the stereo input. So let me just go with these two options. 3, 2, 1, and go. And it's now recording. So this is a decent, or I would say a very nice addition to the voiceover, so you don't have to jump from one page to the other. And for me, this is a lot better solution than previously, but let me know what you think. Though the only thing that I did miss is that I did not see any waveform being generated while speaking. It just showed up when I ended the recording. So this could be a plus or a minus, but I guess you do see the mic working at the top, so don't mistakenly disable the mic and not record anything. Oh yeah, one thing that I wanted to check out is actually the transcription. So transcribe, so it found something. So we have the same kind of options, I believe. We have speaker detection, though in this case maybe I would have to transcribe again, or it's just because it's me talking in here and this is just, well, some random AI voice. Let's make subtitles from the audio, and this is what I wanted. Not quite, but let's make them. That was done instantaneously. When it comes to pauses, it is still not the best. I do see one big pause right here. So we'll still have to adjust the subtitles manually. So I actually wanted to see which languages are now available. So I have to clear the transcription and transcribe this again and see if I actually get the option to choose the language. So previously I just dove in and did some exploring on my own, but most of the stuff is just, well, not easy to find. Let's put it that way. One of those things is the AI transcription tool, which supposedly allowed you to select from a bunch of languages, and that does not mean that you transcribe the audio. You actually have to put all of the clips that you need to make the subtitles for on the timeline, then go to the timeline AI tools and create subtitles from audio. And in this case, you'll probably have just this list, and that's because you have to download the beta supported languages. So let's do that and see what the list actually contains. And I see that this might take a while. And we also have some AI voice training, which is also quite huge. So I will skip this one for now. And for anything that you cannot find, I suggest you go watch the Blackmagic is Design NAB 2025 update. And this is how I actually found the list, which previously I just couldn't figure it out. And that's because I don't really use this option. So this has now downloaded. Let's take a peek what languages we actually have. I do see quite a few interesting options. Now I didn't expect the Slovenian language to be in. We just have a population of about 2 million, so this is quite nice to see. And what would be even better to see is if we had some AI voice over generation also inside DaVinci Resolve. And if it is possible, is it only in English or other languages as well? So let's go with auto generation. This is English, so we should see English subtitles. Let's see how good it did. Right from the start, it's not lined up, so this still has to be fixed manually. In this quick video, I will show you how to export an entire scene inside Unity. And as you can see, all of the pauses would have to be corrected. There's an option for auto color, no idea what it does, but I think it did something. Will it be visible if I go into the color page? I do see A for auto color. So if I use Ctrl D, it definitely did something, as you can see. So this could be a great lazy way to color grade. So let me see what it will do with this clip. And I think it did a fantastic job. And that's exactly what I need. Automatic color grading. I found something under the clip AI tools voice convert. So let's see, what do we have? So we have 2 female voices and 2 male voices. So not exactly what I was looking for. I do see we have some AI music editor under the audio section. So this is a new edition, but I don't have any music. So no idea what this would do with just speech. One feature that I had no idea what it does until I took a look at the video clip of the DaVinci Resolve presentation was the AI music remixer. Let me put in one audio. Though in this case it might be a bad example. If I'm not mistaken, most of them that I've made anyway are looping kind of sounds. But in any case, what you can do is click on Adjust. This will analyze the clip. Did it do anything? We have 3 versions of it, so it did make some extensions. But the option that is really cool is the live trim, which basically allows you to simply extend the clip to be as long as you want, and it will automatically make the cuts. Looking at it from another perspective, you basically now have a looping audio clip inside the edit page. So if I go to live trim, simply extend this clip to as long as I want it to be. I guess I lost the waveform. Got it back, Ctrl Z. So yeah, this can be a way to extend the audio to be as long as you want it to be easily in the edit page. Though this is, since it's AI, I believe studio only. Since we are on the topic of audio, what you can also do is show music bits. Previously, I did not know what this would do or be useful besides seeing the beats, and this allows you to actually put the clips right to the beats, because this does snap to the actual beat. So let me take this video, and as you can see, it does snap to the section of the beat. So this is how you can now easily edit to the beat. And the last tool that I have used to upload my last 2 videos was in the timeline. So basically, when you are done editing and the audio is mismatched, you simply go to AI Tools, Audio Assistant. I chose YouTube, and while you can choose YouTube to normalize the audio to minus 14 decibels, I believe, for a single clip, this will mix all of the audio, so dialogue, music, sound effects, and ambient, and also the final mastering. So in this case, it would take everything. This was already done. As you can see, this is what the video clip and the audio clip turns into. It is bluish. Otherwise, you would have this green color for the audio clip and the normal blue one for the video clip. Like this. So I do like this option, and from what I've tested out with just 2 clips, when I went to YouTube, right clicked, go to gig statistics, the volume normalized was less than minus 1 decibel, which is really good. Usually, if I am in the range of about minus 6, I was golden. And that was me doing everything manually, which sucks.
Standard, and then take you through the mixing process as the audio assistant log track, and this is the perfect tool for editors. Use the revolutionary AI voice convert tool to apply a pre-generated voice model to an existing voice recording, retaining its inflections, pitch variation, and emotion. Right-click a dialogue clip and choose Voice Convert to get started. DaVinci Resolve comes with 4 pre-built voice models, but you can always generate your own using sample recordings. For privacy and security, this voice generation and conversion is performed entirely on your local device, ensuring no unauthorized uploading and web access, even in cloud-based workflows.
This afternoon, we've rigged up the Pixis on the gimbal.
After rendering, the track will play with a selected model voice.
This afternoon, we've rigged up the Pixis on the gimbal.
Yeah, it's great. This is the most beautiful place I've ever been.
Yeah, it's great. This is the most beautiful place I've ever been.
From sailing the chundering massive waves of the Drake Passage.
Chundering massive waves of the Drake Passage.
This tool can be used to improve your own voice if recorded in a noisy environment, or for creating perfect ADR using the original actor's own voice, among many other applications.
Okay, so I do like this implementation. They also mentioned that it is not cloud-based, so everything is happening locally, and from their point of view, it's also a lot better that you are the one responsible for whatever happens with the voices. So we do have voice cloning tool inside DaVinci Resolve, not quite yet voice generation.
AI Dialogue Matcher matches one piece of dialogue to another, matching tone, level, and room ambience. First, select the primary reference clip.
Look at this bad boy.
More of an ambient sound.
This is a master.
Our target clip is way drier and more intimate.
Getting feedback from trusted partners.
In the clip menu, choose AI Tools, Dialogue Matcher, Capture Dialogue Profile. Click the target clips you wish to match and choose Apply Dialogue Profile.
Getting feedback from trusted partners.
This is a master cloud story.
Use this tool to match dialogue recorded in different environments, on different devices, or on shoots spanning several days.
I'm not gonna lie, that feature also sounds nice, especially if you do a lot of shooting in different environments and also using different devices. And this is the tool that is probably the best, at least the best so far. Keyframing inside the edit page. So if I do something quickly, now the only downside of the keyframes is if you have like a long clip, then the keyframes will be really tiny, so you have to split the clip up, maybe extend it as well. And what do we want to keyframe? And I want to keyframe maybe the zoom, the position, rotation, why not, the pitch and the yaw. So I want to have this at the start. I can select all of the keyframes, Ctrl C, go to the end, Ctrl V. Did it paste them? No, it did not. What did it do? So this is the clip, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, so maybe I would have to click inside. So now I have the beginning and the ending positions set. I can now make the adjustments as I want. So maybe we'll zoom in, move down, maybe just the pitch, tiny bit of yaw, and some rotation. Now this immediately animates between these 2 points, obviously. I could maybe now just copy these values, paste them. Looks a bit wonky. So you can do something like this easily. You then also have the option to enable the spline, which is similarly to the one in the Fusion page. So now you won't actually need to go into the Fusion page to do simple animations. With the point selected, you can choose if you want some handles. You can adjust the handles. So this is now a lot better than what we had previously, especially inside the edit page. And in the parameters, you can also select the options that you want to see. But in this case, I just have these options that I have animated. Well, actually also the yaw and the pitch, and this one should also be selected. And if you really need, you also have the keyframe option down here, so you can see it on the bottom. So you see all of the keyframes down here, so you can disable that one, and you will have it down here. The only thing that you don't have in this window is the spline. So in that case, you will still need to go to the keyframes and select the spline or the keyframe curves. Let's test out the new jump cut, which is AI based. I have no idea how this will do with this clip. So video transition, jump cut, smooth cut, I believe. Well, that's quite a funky effect. I guess that is mostly it for the edit page anyway. We still have some icons that we can go through. On the top here we have different resolutions. So for social media, broadcast and film, and safe area guides. In the color page we have the AI Magic Mask 2, which I'm not sure I like. At least I think the one previously had a lot better options. Though let's see what this actually detects. So this was okay. They have added this add paint stroke. So let's see if I can simply fix the mask by doing this. So maybe this is actually a lot better if it does what it's supposed to do. So I will just track back. So it's not doing the best job. So as you can see, definitely not the best, at least in this example. Obviously, it will never be perfect out of the box, so you will need to make some changes and adjustments. But the option that I do not see is that previously you could select if what you have selected is an object or a person. But I do see a new option or a whole new tab, and it's this one, the color slice. And you have the red, the skin, yellow, green, cyan, blue and magenta colors that you can adjust. I guess in this case it's only affecting the blue color on the bike because I have the mask applied. So if I delete the mask, then yeah, this is affecting everything. So I do also like this new feature. It offers a lot of customization. Now in the Freelite page, I'm definitely not an expert. Let me just right click. Do we have any new options? We do. We have the AI tools. You have the create ADR queues. So let's see what those are. If I see any, I don't really see anything. But we do have this at the top. So ADR. And we have the a bit electronic music. So I guess this is what this option does. And lastly, let's go to the deliver page. So we still have the presets at the top, though I do think we have a few more of them. One more thing that I just saw is this tape option. And I guess this would allow you to connect VCRs and stuff like that has tapes. And you would be able to do what exactly? To record something on the tapes or to read the tapes and digitize them. Now I think I went over most of the options, at least the ones that I found interesting. I do suggest you watch the whole video on what is new and how to actually find the information, because as I told you, if you go to help and try to use the reference manual or even the documentation, you will just not have the latest manual because it does not yet exist. That's it for this video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more DaVinci Resolve, Unity and Blender content, and do let me know which features you like the best from the DaVinci Resolve 20 update. I'm Simon, and until next time, Jackal, keep it digital.